Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Bruca.
And Big Boy Summer here. Happy New Year guys, this is the first one of the year and we're bringing you Solo Leveling episodes 1 and 2.
We can see exactly what time they are on. Anyone who has read Solo Leveling, the manga or light novel, already know what kind of time that they're on. We're gonna get gore, we're getting gruesome. I mean, has anyone ever seen someone get taken out by ants in this way? It was disrespectful.
Ruka, you're not wrong. This was downright a dog walk beating from. You're getting taken down by ants. The ants looked at you, you flamed them up, and they said, "Nah, B, that was nothing. I'm just gonna rip your insides out." Bruv, this was not even a contest. I don't even know what these non-S level guys were doing on the battlefield in the bloody first place, to be honest, but they were there to provide some sustenance and nourishment for the ants, clearly, and some entertainment, I guess.
Mate, to be fair, who would be saying you need to send your top heroes to come battle some ants? I think that's actually what makes it worse. These are creatures that we have in our everyday life. We don't even think about them. We step on them by accident and don't know no different.
I guess it sucks when they step back. Look, the terror that we were introduced to in the first 2 episodes of this anime was downright horrifying, almost to the point of cosmic horror. The despair and the insignificance of the actual people involved. You're given a set amount of powers if you're lucky enough to get powers. You can't increase them, you can't decrease them. Whatever you got, you got. And once you've got it, if you're an E rank like Jinu, what are you doing in the dungeon, bro? You have no business being there. But then they give you the tragic backstory. You understand why he's doing it. Out of nowhere, you're thrust into a situation where if you don't make enough money, you don't eat. But if you try and make money, you can die. And then let's go into a Cartoon temple where the statues can kill you. They're not no little Doctor Who kind of statues that are your size. They're giants. And I really like the music that they used here, especially for when they were praising the god or whatever. It was crazy. I liked it.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie to you. In my real life, I'm really creeped out by large humanoid statues. Like, just in general, I find them so creepy. I do not like them. They make me feel sick. I'm sure it's a phobia out there. I'm sure it's a phobia. So these statues actually moving, killing people so mercilessly, because how can you negotiate with a statue? How do you ask a question? Like, they had some kind of idea that there was something that they needed to do in order to break this particular part of the dungeon, but everyone is panicked. They didn't follow protocol, so the people who are supposed to come out and look and rate it and see if they're supposed to even go in there don't even know about it. They think they're just doing a regular dungeon, so there's no help coming for these guys. The doors are locked. Every time you make a step towards the door, you're getting murked. We saw the fastest guy. I don't even... only his ankles and his feet were left.
I am confident in my speed. Those were his last words.
I absolutely love the way that they have done this. They've really translated it from the source material in terms of just how absolutely horrifying this dungeon was. And of course, what happened 3 years later, we're going to hear more about that way later on down the line.
You know, when the statue went from serious face to smiley creepy face, that set me off.
Yeah, that was good.
I was like, whoa, okay, what the hell is this? And why is this more scary now?
Yeah, that was good. I loved that.
So there are 3 commandments. Revere God, praise God, show thy faith, basically. I can't remember the words.
Yeah.
Revere God meant you needed to bow down. Praise God meant that you needed to stand near a statue that had an instrument so that it could sing a song and appease the god. And the third one was, how long can you stand knowing that if you close your eyes or blink, statues are moving to kill you in this circle, or you can run away and be safe. who wrote this shit? Like, literally, who wrote this? They are a sicko, they are a crazy individual, and I love them.
What would you have done? Would you have stayed or would you have run off?
We look like idiot to you. I'm running, bruv. I'm gone. I am gone. I'm sorry. I don't care about the team at this point. I've already seen half my boys murdered. The rest of you are dead to me already as it is. I'm gone. I'm out of that door and I'm blurting out of there as soon as I can. I've got a family too. I'm not trying to do none of that crap. I ain't no hero. I'm a hunter. I'm out. What about you?
You see me, I would have trusted the process. However, I wouldn't have stayed simply because I know what people are like. I know what human beings are like. And I know that I would be genuine in this. But unlike him, I would have probably got my ass killed. So I wouldn't stay because people are selfish. People only think about themselves. People panic. And it is what it is.
Correction. Actually, I changed my answer. I will not be in that situation to begin with. There is no way if I'm an E rank or a D rank. You know when they had that vote and everyone was like, yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, no. And then they were like, Ginu, it's up to you. You decide what we're doing. The moment that he said, yeah, I'm going in, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gone. I would have walked my ass right back out of that front door and be like, when they ask me what happened to your people, I go, I don't know. There was a double dungeon. And if they make it out alive, good luck to them. If they get the treasures, good luck to them. But me, I'm going to go get some McDonald's or something, bro, because I am not involved. I am not involved. I already did my hard part. I killed some goblins. I did what was in my wheelhouse. I am not coming out that wheelhouse for no one, bro. I'm going home. I'm going home.
And it really did seem like an unwinnable situation. It almost felt like it didn't want any of them to win, because under that kind of amount of pressure, fear and panic, like just look at how all of them were screaming, running around. How was anyone going to interpret it the way that it was interpreted? I can figure out the first one bowing down, the second one praising as well. If anyone has like a religious background, there's always, okay, not always, but a lot of the time there's instruments involved, even if you're going to mythology. But the last one, oh, the blue ones are a timer. You have to, if you stare at the statues, they don't move. Like all those little things. How are you supposed to figure that out in the moment?
Look, Ginu is a genius. I can't say that 10 times, but you heard what I said. And the fact that he could, deduce the entire situation from start to finish and actually say, you know what, this is what we've got to do, guys. Please don't leave. You'd leave a blind spot. Like the guy was seriously on this thing, and everyone else was hanging on his every word. By the end of it, guys, he's our master and lead us, oh great leader. And then what did they do? They ditched him. They ditched him to die. That's why at the end, when he's having his whole I was gonna say when he's having his whole fight with the statues, that wasn't a fight. When he's getting duffy up by the statues and slashed and beaten and whatever, and he's like, nah fam, selfish people only win. He was lying to himself. He knows he's dying now, so he can say what he wants. I think that's why it's called solo leveling, because he learned from that day. He needs to do it himself.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was kind of like his life was going before his eyes, thinking about people are people. I mean, he kind of seems a little bit green because he almost didn't expect them to all leave him. He seemed like he expected that people would wait. Even him saying like, oh, don't leave because there's going to be blind spots. And one of the other people was like, okay, fair enough, I understand what you're saying, but how do you know that once this countdown goes to the bottom, that these statues don't just turn on us and kill us anyway and the door closes? Which is a valid question. He's winging it, and they all know he's winging it. For him to expect them to just do it based off of his word, yeah, it worked out the other times, but you're still winging it, bro, and it could still be wrong. How can you expect these people who have actual families and don't want to die to stick around off of the word of the weakest person who has just gotten his ass healed the entire time he's been in the dungeon? He's been a liability, let's just be honest. Now all of a sudden we're supposed to hang on his every word and put our entire lives in the hands of someone who can't even survive on his own. So his expectations were a little bit much. Saying that they're selfish, it's a little bit much. Are they selfish? Maybe, but like, why shouldn't they want to live? Why shouldn't they put themselves first in this instance? Especially since half of these people didn't want to be here in the first place. Half of them voted no. They didn't want to risk it.
Technically less than half. But I hear what you say, Ruka, and I agree with you, except for the fact where you said he's a little bit green. This guy is green like grass. What are you talking about? The idiot here decides to say, oh, take Juhi and go. I'll be fine here. Bruv, what were you doing this whole thing for? Are you dumb, bruv? I would have been like, no, you staying too. We are all dying together. We're all in this. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like, this was a teaching moment, clearly. And I think he learned his lessons. That's a lie. I know he learned his lessons. Guys, I know you're enjoying this episode, but I know a lot of you aren't actually subscribed. So all you gotta do is just press the subscribe button. It's right there. Don't forget to ding that bell. Based on the first 2 episodes, it was done brilliantly, and Jinu's character here is very innocent. He's very green. He doesn't understand anything except for survival. That's his whole premise. He's starved inside dungeons. He's been beaten and bludgeoned and almost killed inside dungeons. He spends weeks in hospital because of dungeons, and he does all sorts of stuff where he's always on the brink of death. Now, for everyone else in that party, this is a terror. For him, this is just every day.
Nah, this is not every day for any of them. Don't do that.
Look. It's every day in the sense that he could die in a moment. Not every day that a big fat statue is going to look at you and Superman eye laser you. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But like, he was more prepared than anyone for this sort of situation. Having this kind of character and showing this kind of character development is pretty great. It's intellectually consistent for the character that is Jinru in episodes 1 and 2.
Although I do feel like they dumbed him down a little bit from the source material. Personally, that's how I feel.
This party is basically a ragtag of people. They're all mercenaries, really. They've been given a quest and they're going to just do the quest. And it's a job to them at the end of the day. Yes, they're killing monsters and whatever, but they are hunters. That's their job. Their job is to kill monsters and gather good materials. None of them are friends. Except for Jinu and Juhi, you didn't really get any whole group chemistry. There was little pockets of chemistry all around. It wasn't like an army or the police force or something like that where there's some sort of camaraderie among the entire whole.
I found it to be completely weird. The setup kind of seems like as soon as you get powers or awakened or whatever, you can just walk straight into a dungeon the same day or the next day or whatever. However, the way that I'm thinking about it, if it was set up in the UK, for instance, if this was going on, I feel like everyone who became awakened would immediately, I feel like they'll bring back conscription. You're awakened and it's not based off of class, it's not based off of race, it's not based off of gender. Anyone just becomes awakened and you can't improve, it's just you are what you are. You think that they're gonna just let random S ranks, D ranks, all of these ranks of just regular people walk into dungeons, taking up resources and using it for themselves?
What the government gonna do?
That's wild. Like I said, army, immediately. They can do it under the guise of you need to be trained, we're doing it for your own good, and it's the law. Really, the only people that are going to be able to say we ain't with that are going to be the S ranks. But I'm sure they can sweeten the pot on that as well. So, first of all, they're going to want to regulate that.
They're going to try.
Well, for the most part, if you look at it, all the people who are awakened, most of them are not going to be in the top.
No, I agree.
Most of the people are going to be regular people, so they can regulate it to an extent. And then they can say that the S ranks are like mercenaries or whatever. Or they could sweeten the pot by offering them other things. I don't know.
Let's actually bring it back to the anime. Like the weirdest part. There's a hunters guild. It's not a government group. It's not a military group. It's not a police group. It's a group of really strong individuals who do nothing but gain resources and make money. That's all they do. Go and mine for gold, basically, like back in the day, untaxed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they can do what they want. What are you going to say to them? How did this group come into be in the bloody first place, considering that the government's going to want a piece of that pot?
And why isn't there a counter group just running amok?
Like, yeah,
because we have powers, basically.
yeah, where's the is it more profitable to be a villain than a hero?
Right.
Where's those people though? Like, where are them guys? Because
right.
I'm not saying that I will be one of them guys. I'm just saying I would like the option of being one of them guys. Look. Hear me out. Tomorrow I'll become an S rank. I don't know, I can shoot fire out my hands like Trey or whatever. What's stopping me from doing what I want? Another S rank.
They're in the dungeons, how are they gonna fight me?
Another S rank is gonna probably be the only thing to stop me. And what's stopping me from going, yo, brother, hold on. Why are we fighting? Let's go fight them.
But to be fair, bringing it back to the party in general and how everyone was a ragtag group, on top of that, they're regular people. This is again why I even started thinking about why is the military and the government not more involved and more into training them up, because it benefits them. They're collecting without actually having to do any of the hard work. So it just makes sense.
Typical government.
But all the people, they not only are they a ragtag group, but they seem like everyday random people, like the person down the road, the person who serves you at the checkout. Like they don't have any particular skills apart from the fact that they're awakened and they have this power. How are these honed? And it just goes to show you how these people were easily killed. They were easily panicked.
Yeah, that was the biggest killer in this situation.
Right.
The panic.
And on top of that, there was no real plan in place. Like, no one sat there. Like, they have a party leader. However, I didn't see much planning. This is what we're going to do. Buddying up or putting people whose powers complement each other together. There was nothing that was really like that. It was just kind of like, we're all here, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, there was no team cohesion here. There was no So, for example, when Genu got stabbed in the gut by the goblin or whatever it was, and that guy was like, Juhi, get out of the way. And then he killed the goblin and then said, look, I'm gonna go fight something else, and then ran out and fought something else. There was no level of care between them two. There was none of that. Jimmy, are you okay? Like, there's none of that except from Juhi. Again, them two were friends before. She's seen enough of him. He's been scarred so many times, you know what I mean? And she's a healer. So they've got that kind of relationship. And it's, yeah, you're right. Like, if the government gave training and then said, you need to provide a certain amount of resources in order to get this training or whatever, this might have gone a lot, like, it might have lasted a lot longer than it did. No one would have panicked in the circle of blue flames, you know? They might have stayed still.
Yeah, just training in terms of that, even the mental, it just seems really free for all.
Rating. I will give this a 10 out of 10. Okay, I've been looking forward to this for years.
What?
I've wanted to
You never give 10.
Listen, I've been looking forward to this for years. It did not disappoint. It hit every single thing I thought it was going to hit. It stuck true to the source material enough for me to be happy. 10 out of 10, straight up. That's it. Bob, come at me in the comments if you feel otherwise. But 10 out of 10.
I'll come at you here. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Have you lost your mind? Sorry.
It gets most of its rating based off of the gore, the terror element, and the characters' relationships in the dungeon. However, I feel like it could have been better. There's way more room for improvement on this one. I didn't like the dumbing down of Jinwoo as a character. I even feel like the animation is less gritty than it is in manga form, and I feel like this type of anime really benefits from that gritty look. And why is it in Japanese?
Ruka.
What?
We promise
Okay.
we wouldn't say it.
All right.
We promise.
Okay,
We promise.
fine.
We promise.
Fine. It's great. I actually really enjoyed watching both episodes. The time went really fast. I was shocked when it was ending. I was like, huh? Was this 8 minutes? But no, it wasn't. It was the regular time. It was a really good start to the season.
Ricky, you know you're naughty for that.
Well, I'm just saying.
You know you're naughty for that.
Come on, Juhei, Jinwoo, and we're just gonna be sitting here listening to it in Japanese like it's normal.
Those of you who know.
I
First of all, thank you so much for watching our episodes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's Bomb Anime Insta. Peace.